Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming. Happy Monday. In this video, I'm going to show you guys a recent purchase that I had, and I will briefly go over allocations for Destined Rivals as well as reprint stuff, and then we'll open up some packs at the end. We're going to keep it kind of simple in this video, but the purchase I had was really nice. But let me show you the note that come with it. So to Rusty, I just wanted to thank you for all your time and help. I tried to find a unique Charizard for your collection that you might not have yet, and these were the only things I could come up with. If I recall, they're Chinese prize promos from a tournament back during the Sword and Shield era. Hope you find them next. And so he sent me these for free. Pretty cool. You got the Chinese Charizard over here. It's got Leon in the background. I want to say that this might have. Maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it was a different one that was like a 7-Eleven promo. Usually they have like a 7-Eleven type thing there. But yeah, these two come together. I believe it was like in a sealed pack, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know for sure, but man, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for this additional free Charizard plus the other promo that come with it. So very thoughtful of you. I do appreciate that. Now I remember, I can't remember if he come with it or not, but it's definitely a cool promo to go with it since he's kind of in the background there, and he's almost got the same kind of posture going on with his body. So definitely thank you for that. He had actually sent me this. So he had a friend that had this supposedly from when he was a kid. It was a full box. Just the seal had been broken off of it. You can see there's some wear to the box itself. But he knew that it'd probably have to get checked out and analyzed, and then the prices would be pretty much based off of like single packs because you don't have that sealed box premium with something like this. Since it's been open for a while, and you can tell the box wasn't like busted on stream and then verified, that kind of thing. And so this is the box topper that come with it. Got the Venusaur. Looks pretty good shape. Looks to be in pretty good shape. There is a little bit of edge wear, but honestly not too much. And so there were 9 of each artwork, and I started pulling out the packs, and I'm like, man, these are so clean. I was looking at the seals on all the packs, and everything looked so good to me. He had told me that I was fine to open up a pack on camera, but unfortunately, I'm not going to do that. When I pulled these out and the impressions that I found and how clean the packs were, even like, see, like there's just a little bit of a split right there going in the top of the pack. You should see that. A lot of times people who try to re-glue packs back, they don't realize that because the crimp does not go all the way to the top. But every pack that I come across in this box looks so clean and it looked nice. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to open up a pack. I'm going to leave this as a opened verified box that I can just put into my collection because I feel very confident that it was exactly as he said. His friend just busted the seal on the box but didn't actually open any of the packs. That's hard to believe that someone would do, but I feel just fine with all of these packs in here. So I'm going to set this back in my personal collection. I love Expedition. If you guys were following me on Facebook maybe 2 years ago, not quite 2 years ago, I had actually sold all of my e-reader boxes and the majority of my personal box collection to fund a house that had come up for sale. And they went so fast because I had one of every box ever released. I don't have that anymore. And so my last expedition went with the sale of most of those. So it's nice to have this back. I do still have a blister box, which is extremely rare. And the only reason I didn't sell that is because I'm wanting more money than it's probably worth. But yeah, I've got a blister box. It's a 24 count and for expedition, but now I've got an open booster box to go with it. So very cool. I'm glad he reached out to me, and I'm probably going to set it in my personal collection for now. I'm still open to selling anything because I have to, as a business, I have to make sure that when I make big purchases like this, I keep in my mind, it can be for sale. All right. So 2 things I did want to talk with you guys about outside. That was the only thing I'm showing for the purchases. Did I get a reprint? So yes, I did. I did get allocated some of the Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. I don't know if it was like an official reprint or not, but I will say this. I had a certain amount allocated to me that was 33% more, a third more than my original price that I got at pre-release. So not quite MSRP, but still more. and I was allocated about 90 boxes or so for that price. And then I got another 90 boxes at another price that was double what that was. So 2 2/3 the original price that I would have paid at release, which comes out to about 1.5 times, MSRP. But well, one in not quite 1.6, something like that. The numbers are a little different when you go back and forth when you're basing it off the original number versus the later number. But anyway, so it was kind of weird. Like that wasn't at the retail price that for what things are going for at market right now. I've still got a discount, on the second wave, but it was double what I was paying for what I was allocated, which would be kind of like your reprint price, like your typical reprint price. So it's interesting to see. From what I'm hearing, I've only watched a few videos out there about it. Other people who got boxes really didn't get that many. So I feel kind of lucky that I did get that much. It was still over 10 grand that I had to pay for those Prismatic Evolution booster ETBs, which I've set most of them back. I like specialty sets. I like setting the stuff back. I did push out some extra of my cases towards people that I knew just to help them out kind of at release. Although some of the pricing was lower. I mean, it's been weird trying to price this stuff out because like you have some things that you're buying at MSRP or below MSRP, then you have like the later price, and then you have people who prepay, and it just all gets confusing. I try to only sell at market price for anything that's public because that's just the easiest, most fair way to do something like that. I know some of you would disagree with that, but to me, that's the best way to go about it because it just makes it to where if somebody wants to buy it, they can buy it, and if somebody doesn't want to buy it, they can just they can buy it from either somewhere else or they can wait. I mean, typically I like to hold back a certain amount of product for myself as it is. So specialty sets like this, a lot of times I'll go back out and I will buy them from the market just to set back for my personal collection. So it's a complicated thing, like the push and pull of the prices and the different places, and now that distribution is kind of changing how they price things. I mean, I've probably had 4 or 5 different prices just from distribution on this one release, which is, I mean, it makes it a lot harder to figure out later on too if you're just trying to go off of like the regular numbers. So usually it's just easiest to go off whatever the market says the price is at that moment. Second, my Destined Rivals, not Destined Rivals. My Destined Rivals allocations did come in. I mean, they were pretty good. They were actually, I want to say, a little bit better than Journey Together, either a little bit better or right at the same, but price was not. I did see an increase in the price of my box. It was roughly $8.60 or $8.30, something like that, higher than what I typically pay on pre-orders for items. So that was interesting, and that was just the booster box. I know the others were increased some too, but I'm not too sure how much it was. Still a really good deal compared to what people are prepaying for them, off of other places. I don't pre-sell booster boxes like that, at least public anyways. I've got a few people that I work with, but yeah, so I mean the prices went up, and I'd actually sent my distributor a text message. I was like, hey, what's going on with the prices here? Is this like a permanent thing? Has my standard pricing changed from this price to this new price, or is this just because Destined Rivals is in such demand? And they said it's just a one-off thing. We'll go back to regular pricing as long as the next set is like a typical set. So definitely interesting to see them playing around with that. I mean, I didn't turn anything down, that's for sure. I mean, it was still much better than I'm going to find anywhere else. So I took everything that I could get that like I would normally from my distributor. It's kind of funny, like when COVID hit, we were being allocated all these Pokemon products, and it took forever to get back to where there was only a few sets where you could just pre-order whatever you wanted. And then, it went back to allocations very quickly. And during that time where you could pre-order, your sets, you could actually go back and buy whatever you wanted to, of like the original Scarlet and Violet eras. And, was it Twilight Masquerade when they started going back to the allocations? I can't remember if it was that set or the next set, but there was a few sets in there where you could actually put in a pre-order, and that would be the amount that you were locked in for. I haven't really been able to pre-order anything in a long time. It's just like I get pre-orders for like auxiliary products, like the collection boxes and battle decks. I don't want, nobody wants battle decks. Sometimes you got to take them though, break them down and make the most out of them that you can. But it's interesting to see, and I'm wondering if like how long it's going to take to get back to that point to where we can pre-order products again, or if it will actually do that. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just kind of going with the flow, taking what I can, staying on the good side of my distributor, and if we do ever get to that time, then I'll put in extra orders and let them see my loyalty. So I'll buy a whole lot when nobody wants to buy, and right now when everyone's wanting to sell, I'm trying to sell as least as possible. Or when everybody's trying to buy right now, I try to sell what I can, but not go too crazy because you just never know when you're going to run out of product. But anyways, that's all I've got. Nothing too much going on. If you guys noticed, there are going to be some shorts being pushed out through my YouTube channel. Marshall Law, the guy that I posted in the community tab as well as in IG and linked to his videos, him and his wife, I believe, they're going to be working on some shorts for like my older videos. I started going back through some of those because I told him, I was like, hey, I'm not putting out as much content. Maybe you guys could help me out with like, trimming some of these videos and putting them into shorts and like the highlight hits and, that kind of stuff. And I started going back into my oldest videos. And man, I got really excited over watching some of them. Like there was one that I believe he's going to do a short on, or it should be released soon if it's not already out, where I'm going through like a 12 box purchase and there's like EX legendary 10s in there, and I probably didn't pay much at all for those things, and there's like master sets of like raw mint condition for the e-readers, and all that stuff. It's amazing to look back on now. I'm glad it was documented because I'm probably never going to run across purchases like that again, especially for the raw cards. So I realize you guys might not get as excited as me, but maybe at least if nothing else, I'll kind of live it out, through watching what he clips in there. All right, right off the bat, we got an Atticus. So I'm going to open up 10 Prismatic Evolutions and 10 151. Since I wasn't opening up the Expedition box, I kind of used that as a little bit of a, hey, I can justify this. Let's see what we get. I mean, Prismatic Evolutions usually doesn't have that good of hit rates, and we got 3 hits in the first 2 packs. I mean, none on the third. So I guess we're 3 for 3, you could say. There's another Flareon EX. I don't know why, but it's like as soon as this camera comes on, it's like my mom. It's like she has to come over to this building. I've got it locked, and she's over here knocking. But I imagine she's going to make her way around to the front and still come in anyways. So when that happens and she's hollering in the background, I might have to either pause if it's important or let her know what's going on. It was much more challenging when she actually lived in this building, because there was one point where she lived over here and my father-in-law Jeff lived over here, so they both lived in the same building where I worked as well as try to record. And it's not a large building, especially when you got to keep all your shipping supplies and cases and different things like that. Well, the first few packs had a few hits, but that was it. No Master Balls. I think that's about what you would typically expect from 10 Prismatic Evolutions. Now, if you hit something big or hit something good, then that's great. Usually it'll make up for it, but I would not expect it. There she is. She's calling in here. She didn't go around, so it's probably not too important. But I'll be talking with her here in 5 minutes or so. So I'm not too worried about it. She's probably telling me that she's going to get lunch. She loves her KFC. She'll get a 3-piece meal. She'll eat 2 pieces, and then she'll give 1 to her dog. Which I've always heard that chicken bones aren't the best thing to give to pets. And no hits so far. Packs are not very fun. So we've got 4 left. Oh yeah, she's texting me now. There we go. We've got a full art Jinx. We got 1 hit. 3 packs to go. It'd be nice if we pulled. Ooh, I was getting ready to say a special illustration rare, and there it is. Got a Zapdos CX along with the Blastoise. It's a nice one. See, when you get a big hit like that, though, I mean, it can make up for several packs. I'll go back through and I'll look at cards like that Gengar, and if it's pretty well centered, I don't see any white dots, I might send it off to be graded. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I definitely appreciate you guys continuing to support the channel. If you get blown up with all these shorts, sorry, maybe take a look at them. They shouldn't be too long, maybe like 20-30 seconds, something like that. Maybe there'll be a few little bit longer, but they're going to highlight some of the old videos, and I'm going to try to get some in there where it does like the big hits. Like I think that Shining Gyarados one would be pretty cool. But you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you around another time.